Now, when we just created the letterhead, we completed it. So now the next thing we need to do is create the remainder of the content of the business letter. So if you look, this is our answer key, and this is from the textbook. So I apologize if it looks a little warped from scanning, but it'll look very similar. I just wanted to go over some of the different elements of a business letter. So first, before we get started, what should you consider when writing a business letter? A finished business letter should look like a symmetrically framed picture with evenly spaced margins, all balanced below an attractive letterhead. It should be well written, properly formatted, logically organized, and uses visuals where appropriate. It's also very important when you're writing a business letter like this, you want to make sure your spelling and grammar is correct. You should try to appear professional because chances are this business letter is going to someone in authority or someone in your professional world that's going to look at that and it's going to judge you. They're going to judge you for your intelligence. So you want to make sure that you make it sound as professional as possible. Also, you want to make sure that you have some sound ideas as well. Again, this goes back to sounding professional and sounding intelligent. You're not going to talk to a professional like you talk to your friend. It's going to be very, very formal. When we do cover letters, which is basically what you submit to try to get a job, you want to make sure you make yourself look like a decent human being that's professional and wants to go out and get that job and do well at that job. You don't want to be informal or quote unquote ghetto about it. Make sure you include all essential letter elements. So they've all got the same kind of basic elements. There's a date line, there's an inside address, there's a message, there's a signature block. I just kind of want to go over a few of those. So your date line is right here, okay? And that's the current date that you are writing this letter. It's usually 2 to 6 lines below the letterhead. Then we've got the inside address, which is 3 to 8 lines below the date line, and that will contain the addressee's courtesy title plus the full name, job title, business affiliation, and full geographic address. So whoever you're writing this to, that's their address. So this one's going to be to Miss Tamara Lee at Tam's Artistic Designs in Juniper. I think that's Montana, but that's where it's going. Then you've got the salutation, which is below the last. It's below the inside address. It says, "Dear Miss Lee." So it could be, if it's not to a specific person, it could say to whom it may concern. It could say, "Dear Personnel Director." It could say, "Dear Manager," blah, blah, blah. If it's someone that is professional, you want to make sure that you use a colon at the end. Which is this right here. If it's a personal letter, then you can use a comma. In the body letter, you have your message. So this is where you're going to want to make sure that everything is professionally written. Your spelling and grammar is all correct. There's single space with one blank line between paragraphs. Then we've got something called the complimentary close, which is where usually it says sincerely. And what you do is you only capitalize only the first word. So if it was yours truly, which you wouldn't use in a business letter, by the way, but it happens in personal letters. You would just do the capital Y in yours, not capital T. Then you got the signature block, and usually what you want to do is leave some space in between the two so you can sign your name. So there are different types of letters. Different styles, the one we're going to be doing in this project is something called modified block modified block style, my bad. So it's a little bit different than block letter style. It's a little different than modified semi-block letter style. And when I show you guys FBLA style, that's even more different. So there's different types. It just depends on how you want to use it and whatnot. So in the modified block letter style, the date, complimentary close, and signature block are positioned approximately 1/2 inch to the right of the center of the right margin. So it's right here. In the block letter, which I'm going to show you too as well, everything's flush to the left. So everything is over here to the left. When you guys do your cover letters for your resume cover letter project, everything's going to be block style. So it will be all flush to the left. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I just wanted to give you that introduction to business letters.